Another Wednesday. Let's see how many people we got going in here. Well, now we're starting to get all connected. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing good. Just some confirmation in the chat that, everything's audio and visuals good. I don't know about the flickering, guys. I don't know. I adjusted my screen resolution a little bit. Hopefully that will fix things. David and Dave, Mr. Hitting, Matthias, Chris Powers, Erwin, Dr. Bob. Excellent. Everybody's here. It's a party. Okay. I've been working my tail off on Total CMS 3, the new image uploader. It's coming out pretty nice. I'm really happy with it. Funny enough, I was thinking, you kind of get a rough estimate in your head, like, oh, this will take me this long and this will take me this long. And like, I'm epically horrible at that. Okay. Cause I figured, man, this image uploader, it's going to take me like 2 days. It's been like 3 weeks now, It's been a long time. It's really, really nice. It's shaping up really good. It's got a lot of really great features, and enhancements to what the current version has. And we'll go over that. But, today we'll probably do some demos and testing. I'll kind of let you guys determine where I go from the development. Do you want me to go to maybe some CSS stuff or I can dip into some JavaScript? I don't know how fun that will be for you guys, but yeah, let's go ahead and let's start showing off. Let me launch the apps here, get the screen share going. All right. Sorry about the resolution might be small for you guys. I'll try to increase the web browser, the zoom in on the web browser, but I think I've noticed that when I try to scale my display down, like increase the resolution or decrease the resolution for the live stream, it tends to cause flickering a little bit. So I don't know. I'm doing my native resolution, so and I know that probably makes it really small for you guys. But like I said, I'll try to increase the zoom if you need it. And if you need me to increase it more, just let me know in the chat. I'll try to keep an eye. And I'll make sure I zoom in, especially when I'm going into the code, because I know that code tends to be a little tiny. So, okay. So here we go. This is the new Total CMS image uploader. Okay. Now, last week you saw me building out this action bar. Okay. And it's obviously gotten better since then. Okay. I've added a few buttons, right? We have an image, kind of an upload button. Still not in love with that. I'll probably find a new one. Really not in love with it. Okay. I have all of these buttons working now. And we also have a clean cache button as well. So you can click that and it clears all the cache from the server for that particular image. So that's pretty cool. Here, let me zoom in so you guys can see it a little bit bigger. Okay. So what else is new? Let's look at some of these. So go ahead and click on edit. And, this took a long time. Oh, hey, here, let's go into one that's not like full of all kinds of garbage. Okay. So here is the edit info. Okay. And there's a lot of info that we can edit. And I'm really stoked about this. So here you can set an image as featured, alt text. You can store a link that's associated with that image. You can add tags. Okay, we saw the other one had a lot of tags. Okay. We can set the focal point. We'll play with that in a little bit. We can set the info. So this is the EXIF information. Okay, so this is all data that's extracted from the image that was uploaded. This particular one had no image or no EXIF data because it's a stock image. But yeah, this would store. We'll upload one. I'll upload a new one shortly to kind of show you the upload process. And I'll show you how all that EXIF information is stored. Camera information as well. GPS information, if that's in the EXIF. And then we have the ability to store color palettes. Okay, well, not store. It actually determines these color palettes from the image. Okay, I don't remember how much of this I showed last week. I don't remember. I think I kind of showed it in the code end, but I didn't have any of this UI built yet. So, and then, then we have the metadata. I mean, this is kind of the read-only stuff. It's not stuff that you're going to modify, but it's stored in the CMS. Okay, so we can see the height and the file size and the actual file name of the image, and the date it was uploaded. Okay, so all really, really cool information. So let's kind of delve into this a little bit. So obviously featured is featured, right? Alt text is obviously the alt text. What is link? So a use case that a lot of people have with images in Total CMS now is, let's say you want to have images in a slider, okay? And you want to be able to link that image to something. Now, a lot of times what people do now is they'll have an image drop zone and a text drop zone, and that text stores the link and the image stores obviously the image. And that was a comment. It logically made sense to tie those things together. So now we have the ability to store a link with an image, so that, let's say you wanted to, have this image as a part of a slider or a slideshow or whatever, right? And it could just be an image somewhere on the page, and you want that image to always link to something. Here, you can associate a link with that image. Okay, so pretty cool. Tags is the ability just to add, tags. All right, just add tag B, right? If you haven't seen the tag editor, really slick, right? This tag editor is really cool. You can have spaces in your tags. You can have all kinds of stuff now, right? So really, really cool here. You can have tags. You can have as many as you want. You can type new ones, or if there was an existing list, you can actually select from existing ones. So really cool. Okay, now let's look at focal point. So a problem, as you know, Total CMS, the current version allows you to have square cropped versions of an image. Now, that's awesome, but what if some images are landscape, some images are portrait, and it creates a square cropped image? If it's a portrait, then potentially important parts of an image will get cropped off, right? So we gave you the ability now where you can define the focal point. And if you notice here, look at this is now moving, okay? And as I move the focal point, we can define the focal point of an image. Now, moving these sliders is cool, but wouldn't it be better if we could just grab this and move it around? So now you can also grab this little doohickey here, the point, and you can move it around the image. And what's kind of cool is, as you see, the sliders react in real time, and they're tied to the position. So really slick. I love this interface. I think, like on mobile particularly, I think the sliders might be better, because a lot of times tapping on this and moving it, sometimes your finger gets in the way. So yeah, maybe you could move it with your finger and then use these to kind of refine it, if need be. So works really well though. And I like the ability to have both the drag and drop of the focal point, as well as having these sliders, which give you a little bit more refinement. So really cool. That allows you to define the focal point of an image, so that when you create cropped versions, that focal point is, we're going to make sure that part of the images doesn't get cropped off. Okay. And we'll actually, it's been a while since I've played with that feature, so we'll go ahead and hopefully today we'll play with that. Okay. The info, the EXIF info it's just the EXIF info. I'm not going to dive into all of those. Color palettes. The color palettes are pretty cool in that, what it does is when you upload an image, it will analyze all of the colors in that image and create a color palette for you. And then it stores the top 5 colors that it's found inside of an image. And what's really cool is you can then use these colors within your page or within your designs. So let's say you upload an image and you were like, I want to make sure that the first image is the first color in the color palette for an image is maybe a background color on something, or the text color or something, right? So it allows you to define kind of a theme for an image. Now, you can, if you want to tweak these colors, you can just go ahead and tweak the colors all you like. So you can go ahead and on each of these, you can go and actually modify the color to be whatever you want. And let's say you wanted to change the order. Let's say I know on a particular page, I'm taking the first color, and I wanted the first color to actually be maybe this darker brown. So I could go ahead and modify this to be this color. But wouldn't it be nicer if I could just drag and drop it? Okay. So now that darker brown is the first color. Okay. So, or maybe I wanted this teal, and now the teal is the first one. So you can kind of change the order of these just by dragging and dropping them around. So that you know that, if you're always using the first, second, or third colors for various things, you can go ahead and just drag and drop those around. Pretty cool. So that gives us a lot of flexibility with our image data. Another cool little thing, I like this little styled scroll bar. I know it's a small thing, but yeah, this scroll bar is pretty slick. And eventually what you'll be able to do is, if you notice it's kind of the same color scheme as these sliders, you'll be able to customize the accent color in Total CMS forms. So then, yeah, that accent color will be used for things like these range sliders, as well as the scroll bar here in the light box. So kind of like bringing everything together and add a little bit of splash of color. Pretty cool. Can you also enter the numbers? No, you cannot enter the numbers. I mean, but going from 40 to 42 is pretty, I mean, these sliders are pretty responsive. So you cannot manually enter this number. At least I don't think I added that. No, you cannot. You cannot manually enter the number. Maybe I'll try to add that. I do agree that would be nice as a feature of these range sliders. That's currently not the ability. So yeah, they're pretty responsive though, right? I can go from 40 to 42 pretty easily. But I can agree with you, Erwin, that it might be nice to be able to type in a value. So maybe eventually I'll be able to add that. Sweet. Okay, I think that goes over everything. Let's show you. I'm going to go ahead and upload a new image to this drop zone. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and upload this Golden Gate Bridge photo. If you notice when I hover over, we got a nice little cool effect. So we're going to drop that. Now this is all running locally, so it's super quick and fast. And so one thing we will notice is that the image is uploaded again. I can go ahead and click on this, and now I can see all of this particular image's information. Okay. Now, I should note that whenever we edit this information, when we upload a new image or when we replace an existing image on an existing image object, okay, all the information in this info tab stays. Okay. So whether or not it's featured, what the alt text is, what the link is, and what tags you've set to it, all of those will remain the same. However, when you upload a new image, the focal point will get reset to 50/50, and then all of the EXIF information will get updated. So if you see now, we now have EXIF information where we didn't have it here before for this image because I uploaded an image that actually had EXIF information. Okay, so all this data here was actually pulled in from the EXIF information that was embedded in the image. We have information about the camera, the aperture exposure values. Okay, this particular one didn't have GPS, but if it had GPS coordinates, it would be here, as well as altitude, which is kind of a cool thing. Not sure how many cameras log the altitude, but it's there, so I figured someone might have it, so I added it. Okay. And if you notice, the color palette got updated because we uploaded a new image, has new colors. So we now have a new color scheme. Okay. And if you notice here, let's say I wanted, blue, you can then rearrange those again. Okay. Pretty cool. And then here's obviously all this information got updated as well. Okay. With the current upload date, which is, yeah, pretty cool. Right. Okay. Now, one thing you should note is I uploaded that image, and I was immediately able to see and start editing the information about that. Okay, that's not something you could do in the current version of Total CMS. I know it's been a complaint for years that you upload an image, but then you can't like edit the alt tag information. You have to reload the page. So there's no more having to reload the page. You just simply need to upload the image. All the data will get dynamically updated on the actual, in this edit mode. And then when you finish editing, you can click save down here, and that information will get then saved to the server, which is pretty cool. Okay. We're going to save this one for last. Okay. Next, this is just a quickie to set the featured flag on an image. So right now, this image is set to be featured. If I click on it, it should, or should not. What happened? Uh-oh. Let me refresh the page here. Oh, interesting. So if I go ahead and click that, oh, now it's working. And then if I unclick it, maybe, all right, I'm gonna test, let's see this bug. Let's see if so it is currently, this image is currently not featured. And if you notice here, watch, if I check this as being featured, okay, so it's actually, it's a quick save. This is actually featured on the server. That data is saved on the server now. Okay, if I go here, we'll see that it's actually set to be featured. Okay, now the data in this lightbox, I should say, if you edit this information, you do have to click save, right? So yeah, just because you edit this information doesn't mean it's saved on the server. Okay, so yeah, you can make all the edits you want here, but the information isn't going to be saved until you actually click the save button. Okay. So I wanted to see, so this is currently set to featured. Here, let's reload, make sure that this is actually set to be featured. Oh, it is. I just want to see if this is actually going to be a bug here. I can go ahead and upload this. Okay. And if I click this, so when I upload a new image, this kind of gets deactivated. I'll have to work on that. Hold on, let me file a bug on that really quick. 1 second. Give me a second, everybody. Okay. Upload image, then featured button no longer works. Okay. All right. Bug is filed. Okay. So, but if I reload the page, okay, we'll notice that as long as immediately after that is a bug. So currently this image is set to be, actually it does work. It just doesn't change the state of the button, which is interesting. Okay. So this image is currently not featured. We could see it's not featured in both places. If I click on featured, okay, and it's set to be featured here. And if I reload the page, it should still be featured. Let's see. Yeah, it is. Okay. So this, again, this is just a quickie. If the star is filled, it means the image is set to be featured. If it's hollow like this, then it's not set to be featured. Okay. Now there's an upload button. So I added this because, so in the current version of Total CMS, if you go ahead and click on the image, it will open the file save prompt, right? So like this, it'll open this prompt here. Now I prefer drag and drop, but some people do like having the file browser. Now, what I've done, instead of clicking the image, when you click on the image now, what it does is it'll open up the light box. I think that's going to be super useful instead of having to click on this edit button. Okay, so just going over here and clicking the image, it allows you to edit that image really quickly. Okay, I think that is very, very useful. Okay, but we still have the ability to have this upload button so that if people want to replace an image with an actual via the file browser instead of drag and drop, this will work. Okay, so that's what that is. The clear cache. So as you probably heard me talk about, Total CMS 3 will create images on the fly. Okay, and for fun, let's just go ahead and this is hold on, let's just get rid of some files. So get rid of some confusion, increase the size here. Okay. So here is the total CMS directory that's serving up this website. Okay. It's all local. Okay. So if I go to image, we'll see that there are images here. Here is the, I think this is the top image. Yeah, that's the top image. So that's my image. And then we go to new image there. That's the bottom image. Okay. It's all stored here. Now, what you'll notice is there's a cache folder here. Okay. And this cache folder will store basically all the versions of the image you've ever created of this. This is this image that we're looking at here is the original that was uploaded. The original is never modified. It is stored as the original on the server. Okay. And then as you see later on, when we show you all the cool stuff you can do, you can create different versions of an image, and those versions are cached. That way the server doesn't have to recreate them all the time. Okay. Now, in theory, you should never have to clear the cache, because if you ever upload a new image, the cache will always be removed. Okay. So that's a nice thing. The cache will always be removed. So you can guarantee when you are uploading a new image, you will always get the latest version of the image. Okay. Should work great with Cloudflare and all that stuff. Should work perfectly. Okay. Now, but I wanted to give the ability, there has to be some cases where I didn't think about where we want to clear the cache. Okay. Again, I don't think that's going to be the case, but I wanted to give you the ability to do that if you needed it. Okay. So all you have to do here is just click this button, and voila, we get a little success check mark there. And what you'll notice is that cache folder's gone. Okay. Now I'm going to reload this page. Now this image is still visible here because that image was loaded via the browser when I loaded, and I haven't reloaded. But once I go ahead and refresh this page, I can go ahead and refresh this load page. So now I've refreshed this page and I have the image. And if we go back over here, oops, did I reload the page? Oh, that's weird. Interesting. That's weird. How's that even? Oh, hold on. The browser is loading the cached version of the image. I'm just gonna disable caching really quick. There, disable caching. We're gonna reload the page. All right, now it actually loaded. Now if we go over here, we have a cache folder again. Okay, so interesting that the browser was loading the cached version. The browser was loading a version of from its cache, so it wasn't even going to the server. Okay. But now once I disabled caching, it fetched the image from the server, and voila. Okay. We see that here is the image here. Now it's not displayable here because it's a binary file, blah, 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 whatever. But there we go. Okay. So that is the clearing out of cache data, which is super cool. And then also we can just delete an image, right? So if I want to delete this image, I can go ahead and delete that. It'll prompt us, hey, are you sure you want to delete this? And you say, okay. Voila, it's now deleted. Okay. And we refresh page, it's gone. And if we look over on the server, it's gone, right? Everything is gone. Now this is all the data for the particular image, right? But that it was the new image file is gone. So if we go ahead and let's go ahead and upload it again, let's upload this one. Voila. Go back here. Now we have the new image again. Pretty cool, right? Super slick. I like it. Okay. Let me see if there are any questions. Is there a download option? Wouldn't be it would be the first time someone has deleted the original file on their desktop and needs to. Oh, that is actually a really great option. Yeah. A download button. I like it. Man, this toolbar is going to get pretty big, but I'll add a download button. I like that. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me add that to my list. Okay. Nice one. I like that, Erwin. Good job. Okay. Next up. Okay. So last feature, I was up till 3 a.m. Last night working on this. So and I haven't had time to really play with it this morning. So it kind of worked last night. Oh no, what happened here? Oh. Oh, interesting. I have to reload the page for it to work. Oh, look at that. Interesting. All right. All right. So this is the image works builder. Okay. Maybe I should just call it image builder. Okay. And I think I need to make this light box bigger actually. It's quite small. Let's make it bigger. 1 second. Give me a second, guys. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make that bigger. Okay, we're going in developer mode a little bit. Okay, so that was not that one. We want to make this bigger. It needs to be taller. There's a lot of information in here. We need to be able to see more of it. So let's just go ahead and do that right now. Man, I need to make this a little bit smaller, guys. Sorry, it's ginormous for me. And that was the. Hold on 1 second. That was the image link dialog. Okay. Oh, there, image link dialog. Let's just go ahead and let's modify the height of that. All right, let's see what height we need. Let's play with this really quick. So it's cool if you guys didn't know, you can go ahead in the dev inspector. Now I'm using a browser called Arc. So it behaves a little bit differently than like Safari's dev inspector, but it's basically the same. So you can go ahead and select an image or select the element that you want, which is this dialog, right? If you notice it, when you click on the dialog, it highlights the node. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's tweak the height on here. So let's do like height. What height is on here now? Height is 60 VH. Now let's just tweak that to see if I did like 80, 90 VH. But there's a max height as well. What happens if we turn off the max height? I think I like that. Like just make it 90 VH. Probably need to do 90 SVH. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do. I'm gonna do dialogue. First off, we'll teach you a little bit something. Let's do this for you first. 90 SVH. Ah, that was not what I wanted. And then I don't want a max height. Max height, none. Okay. There we go. Let's build that. All right. So if I go ahead and refresh this page and go into here. All right. Why didn't that take? All right. It didn't take because of something I knew this was going to happen, so I wanted to do that on purpose. Okay. So I just changed my CSS, right? And I'm not seeing the changes. What the heck happened? So if we look here, in the dev inspector, we have all the styles that are getting applied to this. And what you'll notice is the order of these are very important. So the top rules will always beat the bottom rules. So basically, if you go all the way down to the bottom, these are like the styles applied by the browser, right? And then maybe it's, if we go up a little bit more, then it's stuff by, applied by the theme maybe, or, I'm not using the theme here, but, but if it could be the theme and then some other stack, and then basically it just compiles up, right? And the styles that are on the top win, okay? So if you look right here, let's go over my code. This was the code. right? I had link image dialog, right? This right here. Link image dialog, padding 0, bang important, height, and max height. Okay. So, and if we go back, we'll see that here's that style right here. But it's getting overridden, and you can tell it's getting overridden because these height and max height settings are crossed out. And I'm gonna go ahead and increase the, oh, can I increase the size of, there it goes. Hold on. All right, so here, now we can see it probably a little bit better. Okay, so if you look here, okay, the height and the max height are crossed out, and they're crossed out because that means something above it is winning. Okay, so, and if we'll see here, there's height and max height. Now, why is this rule winning over this rule? Okay, and it all comes down to, in this case, the CSS selector. Okay, so this one is dialog.cms modal, but this one is just image link dialog. Okay, so if we go ahead and look at this dialog, the dialog is the HTML element, okay, which is the lightbox, right? So it's this guy right here. That is a dialog, okay? And then it has multiple classes. It has a class of CMS modal, full, and image link dialog. Now, anything can have a class, right? But in this particular rule here, I'm only applying this rule to things that have CMS modal that is a dialog. If I add CMS modal to a div, none of these styles will apply. So all of these styles have to be applied to a dialog. However, in these styles, image link dialog is just a class that can be applied to anything, right? So in this case, this particular rule set is more specific than this rule set. Therefore, it wins. So easy fix for this is I'm just going to go ahead and add dialog to this. Dialog. Okay, let's build. And we're going to go over here and we'll refresh. Okay, and if I click on that, we'll see, voila. Okay, now my dialog is nice and big the way I wanted it. And yeah, there we go. A little bit of CSS knowledge. Come on, make my browser window bigger. There we go. Okay. Cool. Hopefully that helped a little bit. Okay, so now let's play with the tool. Okay, so this allows us to generate images. Now we're gonna have a stack for this. Okay, in fact, there already is a stack for this, but it doesn't have all these options yet. Okay, but I wanted to give you the ability to kind of play around with things, all within the admin area. Okay, and so what we can do is we can say, like, let's say I'm going to change this width to be 300 pixels. Okay, let's just do preview image. Oh wait, turn all that off. Hold on one second. I had developer mode enabled. One second. Go. All right. All right. So if you notice here, that image is now only 300 pixels wide because I changed that here, right? We can go ahead and let's blur the image. Let's add a 10 pixel blur to that. We're going to preview that image and voila. It's blurred it, right? Let's say I don't want the blur. I want to have pixelate. Let's do a 15. Boop. And there's a pixelated version of the image, right? So we can kind of play with a lot of these. You know, if you wanted to change brightness or contrast or gamma, I think I'm going to maybe move blur and pixelate up because I think those are going to be more useful. Something I actually want to do today while we're on the live stream. You'll notice that all these the help text is is all the same. I won't bore you while you watch me fix and type actual proper help for all these during this stream, but that's something that obviously will get fixed. Okay, because brightness isn't the width of the image, right? But yeah, brightness, and I'll probably have to make sure that we have some sort of min and max options here. Like brightness breaks it for some reason. I don't know what I did with brightness, but yeah, brightness breaks it. Let's just preview that image. Okay, contrast works though. I think contrast speed did like 10. Or let's remove pixelation. Preview. Well, increase it by more, I guess, 50. There we go. Gets more contrast. Oh, maybe I should make these sliders. I don't know. Maybe in the help, I wanted these to be text boxes so that they're kind of quickly type, and maybe I'll provide some data in the help under each one about the values. I don't know. Gamma, that's kind of a crazy one if you do like 50 on that too. It's like, what is that going to do? I don't know. There's a sharpen too somewhere. Okay. But anyway, so as you see, you can kind of create all kinds of stuff. Now, something I haven't played around with for a while is the watermarking. Here, let's go ahead and let's play with this. Why not? I got a little bit of time, not too much. Let's just see if this works. So watermark. I need to actually create a watermark here. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm not going to try this right now because it'll probably take me a while to remember exactly all the details of how to implement it. But essentially, you'll be able to upload an image that is a watermark, and then you supply the ID, the CMS ID of that watermark here, and then you can apply the width and the height and positioning of it. Okay, and then that watermark will get applied to the image. So it could be something that goes across the image. It could just be your company logo. So you can dynamically watermark images on the fly. Really, really, really cool. Okay. Something that I did want to do while we are here is play with the cropping here. Now, I didn't set this with any options. So let's just quickly do that. Hold on. I want to remember the options, and I had let me open up. Give me a second here. Let's go into desktop. Down here. I needed, no. This one. Hey, Erwin, you had a question. In addition to Robert's suggestion above, did I miss Robert's suggestion? I didn't see it. Do the palette items have a unique identifier that can be referenced? Essentially, it's just the order. So it's color 1, 2, 3, 4, basically. I'll make sure we have examples of how to access those. But we will be able to access them. Okay, from the twig. Okay, I don't want to dive in that today, but so there isn't actual names to them, but there are numbers. It's basically just the order. Okay. So in addition to Robert's suggestion above, how about saving a set of image settings so we can reuse it on other images? Something for two. Save a set of image settings. I don't know what you mean, Erwin, by saving a set of image settings. If you mean basically pre-made sets of this, already possible in Total CMS 3. Okay, I'm not going to show that off today. And it definitely is kind of an advanced option, basically where you can create pre-made configurations of these and apply it to an image. Okay, already done. So yeah, if that's what you meant, it looks like, yes, that's what you meant. So I already thought about that and already done. There isn't a UI for it though. It's kind of a configuration. So definitely possible. You'll be able to let's say, you'll be able to create a settings for thumbnail. Okay. And your thumbnail setting is always, 400 pixels by 300 pixels with this brightness and this contrast. And then basically you can then you can reuse that on any image, which is pretty cool. Okay. I'm probably not going to have any UI for that. But there'll be a configuration file that you can add those to. And it's should be pretty simple. Okay. So yes, already done. All right. What was I working on? Oh yeah, I wanted to add crops. Okay. And what I'm going to do here is, so this is currently a select box. I actually want to change this to be a text box, just for now. So let me go ahead and find that page. Where is it? Oh, under admin, image works. Here it goes. Okay. So this was filter. Seriously? That doesn't make sense. Oh, fit. Good thing that's raw. Fit. Okay. Oh wait. Oh no, that's the filter setting. Okay. But this one I want to make it an input. We're gonna make it text so I could just type it out. Crop the image. Okay, there we go. Because I want to test this focal point thing. Because now that I have a UI for it, I tested it like in theory and it did work, but now I have a UI for it. So it'd be really fun to play around with this thing. Okay, so that's changed. We go over here. If I refresh this, click on this. All right, that's now a text box. Okay, so basically we can do things such as, let's just do crop. So if I just do crop, okay, and if we set this to be 400 by 400 crop preview. All right, boom. All right, so it created this on the fly. Okay, now let's start playing around with this. Okay, so this is exciting. So as you see, that created a cropped version, right? But now we can do things such as, hold on, let me look at the other options I have. I think it's crop left. Here, let's do crop left. All right, and preview. All right, now both of those, like, that's better. We could see the whole van, but like it's not like perfect. You know what I mean? So like for this particular image, what if I wanted to have a square cropped version of it, but I wanted it to be proper? Okay, so what I can do is we're going to use a feature called focal point, where it will, if I set this to be focal point, okay, it will crop the image based on the focal point. Now, by default, this image has a focal point of 50-50 right in the dead center of the image, and that cuts off that van. Okay, so let's go ahead and tweak that focal point. So we're going to go over here. I'm going to go ahead and let's go into the focal point, and let's move the focal point like right here. Okay, I'm going to save that. And then we're going to go into here and let's preview the image again. Voila! Dude! All right, here. We gotta do it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Happy dance. That worked great out of the box. Check that out. I moved the focal point. And for fun, here, let's just go ahead and quickly, we're going to do that again. Okay, so let's change the focal point. Just to illustrate, we're going to move it over here. Okay, we're going to save that. We're going to go back over here. We're going to say preview image. And voila. It obviously that's not what we want, right? But it just proves that that crop follows the focal point. Okay, so focal point over here, and the focal point is going to be the center of, let's say, a square cropped image. Okay, so there we go. We're going to save that and go here, go back. Voila! Check that out, dude. That is amazeballs. So good. So good. Man, that is really good, guys. Like, I don't know anything else out there that does that. Like, that's very good. Wow, so cool. We can do cool things. Let's just here. Let me act. Man, I thought that was not going to work at first. Man, I love when things just work. Um, so let's add a border. We're gonna do like I don't know. I have no idea what this is. So border is kind of a funky option where you supply 3 different values. You supply the width of the border, the color of the border, and the method. So let's go ahead and just preview that. And that basically what that does. I'll admit this is kind of meh. Okay. Because this is adding a border to the image itself. Now, for the web, normally we're going to add a border with CSS, and it's more than likely what you want. Okay. Um, and there's also background color here. Background is that's probably useful if you're doing like PNGs. Okay. Oh, actually, something I need to add here is the ability to customize the output format. Okay. So that you can say, I want this to be a PNG or a JPEG or a WebP or an AVIF or so on and so forth, right? Because we can dynamically generate versions of images in different formats. So if you're using a transparent PNG or a transparent WP, although I haven't tested with a transparent WP, that'll be an interesting test. If you supplied a background color, if I do this now, if I just do white, okay, you're not going to see it because the JPEG fills the entire image, right? So it doesn't really make sense. Okay. So I'll be honest. I don't think the background and border, they were options for the image manipulation tool that I was using, and they were easy for me to add. So I added it. I'm not sure how useful those really will be. I don't know. So there we go. Watermarks are going to be cool though. I definitely don't want to dive into that right now. Yeah, but maybe soon we'll look at that. It did work at one point, so, and I haven't changed that code, so it should in theory still work. But hey, Murphy's law. Okay. Anything else you guys want to see? I'm pretty excited about this. Here, one thing I wanted to do, just a little bit of coding if you wanted to see before we go. This was a drop down box before, okay? And I wanted to change this to be a kind of a mixture of drop down and text boxes, okay? And you can actually see I use that. Oh, I don't use that here. I use that somewhere. Hold on, let me preview this page. All right, it is. Oh, it's this one. Okay, so this border, I can type whatever I want into this box, right? However, if I click on it, you'll see that there's options here as well. Okay. And if I click on that, it'll pre-populate the text field with that option. Okay. So pretty cool. And if you notice, as I type, if I do like 2.0, it'll filter down this box for us. Okay. So pretty cool. I like that. I wanted to do that. I wanted to kind of create that field here because there are other options here. If you do like here, if I do, instead of focal point, I'm going to do crop dash. I think it's been a while since I built this aspect of it, but if you do 50/50, I think you can dynamically crop. Yeah. So like if I do 25/50, there we go. So, I mean, there are ability, if you don't want to use the focal point, you can like dynamically set crop points via this tool. The focal point just makes it chef's kiss because you can set the focal point for every image and then use the same sizing templates for all the images. Okay. Really, really, really cool. Okay. Another thing here is that I haven't built yet is, if you haven't seen Total CMS, I think I showed you a little bit of the twig macros. Basically, what this tool will do is I want it to be able to give you the twig macro that you would use to generate this version of an image on anything. Okay. So yeah, this will generate a twig macro for you as well. I was too tired last night to do it. So that's on this afternoon's schedule is to build out that little twig macro builder. So you can change all your settings here, click preview image. And if that's what you want, you can quickly copy that macro. Okay. So there we go. So yeah, we can do like 20. Let's do like 30. Let's see if we can get this close to the crop point. Nope, not quite there. 40. Too much, of course. 35. So as you see, I mean, this does work, but again, this setting here would be only for this one image because other images have different focal points, right? So yeah, while this is cool, the ability to just do focal point here is amazing, like really good. That's so good, man. Okay, but what we were doing is I wanted to add that data list feature to this so that I could have a set of done examples, but you can still type whatever you wanted. Okay, so let's quickly do that. And good thing I made this a text box because we need that. Okay, and the way that's done is through something called a data list. Let me just show you what that looks like in the code. Okay, so you have a normal text input. Okay, and then you have a data list. Okay, and then you assign this data list to that. Let's see, via the list option. Okay, so I have a data list that has an ID of ice cream flavors. And then here I just do list equals ice cream flavors. All right. So let's go ahead and let's quickly implement that. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do this. So over here, I'm going to do, I'm just going to add this into here. And we're going to do, we're going to make this crop options. Okay. And we're going to do crop. Hold on one second. Let's see. It's crop and then top left, top right, crop top. Okay. Top, bottom. I think it was top left, top right, top left, top right, left, right. Oh, I'll do top left, bottom left, top right. Oops, what the heck was that? I did not want to do that. Oh, I even forgot that was a feature. Okay, bottom right. Okay, probably better to like sort all these. Okay, crop top, top left, right. And then we have crop left, crop right. Here, actually, yeah. Let's do crop bottom, top, bottom, left, right, and then top left, top right, bottom right. I think that's all the options. And then we have focal point. Okay. And so we have focal point. And then I'm going to add an option just so that we know that it exists of like crop dash 50 dash 50. Okay. Just so like the template is there. So that we give a hint of, hey, something like that's available. Okay. And then I need to be able to take this and assign it to my input, which is this one right here. Now this is using, this is all twig, and I created my own little twig macros up here. And I'm going to add list here. Okay. And then in here, I'm just going to go ahead and down here, we're going to do if list is defined, list equals list. Perfect. Thank you. Y is, I can just do, oh wait, no. How come the syntax highlighting is funky there? If list is defined. Huh, let's see if that works. Boom. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, there it is. Let's refresh, reload the page. And we go into here. And I broke it somehow. I think it's just if list. Oh, and I didn't actually pass the list anywhere. Hold on. What's going on here? Oh, it has a missing curly brace there. Haha. I think I need to do if list. That's it. If list, add the list. But I need to be able to go down here and supply the list. So, and we're going to do crop dash options. That should do it. All right. So now if I go and refresh here, go ahead and here. And now if I go to crop, boom. So now we have all of those options. So I can go in, let's say, again, I can just click focal point and it will work. Okay. Well, we want to crop, 400 there. Crop based on the focal point. I can also then go, I can delete that and then do, no, I want crop 50-50, but then I can edit that text, right? So I can do, 40-50 or 40-40, right? And voila. Nice. All right, cool. What do you guys think of that interface? I think it's a nice interface because it allows you to select a value, but then also allows you to type in something. Especially for values like this, where it's like you can have pre-done examples where it's just crop top, crop bottom, focal point, but then you can also have something custom like this, which then it would be impossible for me to create options for every possible one. It just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, pretty cool. And if you guys didn't know, that's all available inside Foundation right now. Okay. Because here, if you didn't know, this is a form built with Foundation 6. Here's text input. Okay. And I have a data list stack already. So in data list, you can add in all your options. Okay. And then you can, in the text input, you go ahead, supply data list. When you check that, you give it the list name, and obviously that needs to match up with the list name that you've given here in the data list. Okay, so pretty cool. If you like that feature, you can have it now in your forms. And again, it's kind of a mixture of a select box and text fields. Okay, we don't have the ability to style these. Okay, this drop down, every browser kind of implements it slightly differently. I think Safari's looks the nicest. I do like Safari's. I think it looks decent. Here, let's preview this in Safari really quick so you guys can kind of see. Safari. Okay. And if I click on that, click on here, there's, I think Safari's done it the best. It's just nicer. It's kind of below. It kind of gives you a vibe of the select box. So yeah, I do think Safari implemented it better. And again, if you start, if you start typing, it'll dwindle that list down. Okay, pretty cool. And this data list, you can generate the options in here with feeds or total CMS, all kinds of stuff. So you can dynamically generate these as well, or manually do it. So there we go. Okay, let's see. I had a client who had a huge issue cropping the main image in order to get her hero image to display correctly on the main blog page. It turns into a hero image. Every time I see her, she asks why the new cropping feature was in the works is coming. Oh, there you go, Dave. See, it looks very nice. This will be great. Sweet. Okay, guys. I think I kind of did everything that I wanted to do today. I didn't get too much coding done, but I found a couple bugs. So thanks for helping me find those. And yeah, I'm excited to get this in your hands. What do you guys think of it so far? I think you guys mostly like it. If you have any further ideas, let me know in the community. Just comment on the post for this live stream. And if you have any more ideas or things that you'd like to see, things that you think I've missed, yeah, I'm still hoping it's the 24th. Let's see what's the timeline I'm looking at. Let me open up my calendar here. So if I have the image stuff done by tomorrow, I won't be by the way, I won't be at the hangout on Friday. For those that you are joining the hangouts. I don't know, maybe I can join remotely, but I'm gonna be away. My daughter has a volleyball tournament in Nevada, so we're driving over to that on Friday. So yeah, let's see. If I get this done by tomorrow, I think I can get the remaining features I have done finished by then. That leaves me. I wanted to get a beta to the pre-sale people that by the end of the month. That was my goal. The end of the month is now next Tuesday. I do think I'm close. Okay. But there are a few other things I need to get some documentation done before, so you guys can actually know how to use a lot of this stuff, especially like around Twig. So it'll most likely be by May 10th. Okay, so I'm gonna miss my deadline. I really wanted to say the beta would be out by the end of the month, and I've been seriously busting my balls to make that happen. But it doesn't look like it's gonna happen by Tuesday, which is the end of this month. So yeah, I might leak, and I don't want to say the 3rd. Yeah, I think by the 10th, I'm comfortable by saying I will probably have something in y'all's hands that have graced me with your pre-sales of Total CMS. So yeah, if you attended the summit and you in the goodie bag, there is the ability to have that pre-sale. Once I release this beta to those users, that particular pre-sale offer is going away. Okay, so that pre-sale offer, it does have a time because it's a really good offer. Okay, really good. So yeah, that offer isn't going to be available any longer. Most likely the following beta after that will probably open up to a wider audience, and they'll have a different deal. Okay, I'll still have some, the ability to purchase Total CMS 3 licenses at a discount if you want to support the development of it. It's pretty far along, but I still have a lot of stuff to do. Okay, so the probably most likely beta 2 or beta 3, depending on how things look, will be more widely available. And I'll have some pre-sale options for non-summit attendees at that point. Okay, so yeah, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm really loving how Total CMS 3 is coming together. I think it's finally seen. Like, I worked for years on the back end, on and off, right? Not dedicated, because Foundation 6 and all kinds of other stuff came up, right? But finally having some sweet UI to it, and actually using it is really fun. And it's so much better than Total CMS 1, I think. It's definitely more powerful. It's faster, and has a lot of really cool features we've wanted. So I'm excited about that. It also has, I won't go all the detail. It has some things, I've actually removed some features that I think were bad in Total CMS 1, or are different in Total CMS 3, I should say. Okay. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Hopefully we'll see you on the hangout on Friday. I may make a quick appearance, dip my head in and say hello, but there's always going to be tons of guys and ladies there. Ladies, don't forget, you can join too, right? And we got some great ladies that join every now and then. And but yeah, it's a lot of fun. Join the hangouts on Fridays. If you want to become a better weaver, that is the place to be. 1000%. Okay. I cannot stress that enough. So yeah, get hours of time with your fellow weavers that are pros in doing this all the time. You can ask questions. Don't be scared to join and ask questions, or just join and be a fly on the wall. It's okay. There are people that have been flies on the walls for years, and all of a sudden they blossom and everything just clicks, and now they're making amazing things and freelancing on their own on the side, or full time. So anyway, okay, that's enough. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great rest of your week, and go out there and make your websites great. Bye.